agents. Now, let's talk about how we're going to contact some of those potential agents. And all of these forms, by the way, that we're showing you, you can either get through your back office, go to training, once again, forms and documents, they'll be there. And a lot of these, if you'll notice, they're basically tear-offs where you get to keep the top and somebody else gets the bottom so they can help you and keep track of what you're doing, and you'll be able to get those online as well through the FES store or on fesuniversity.com, or you'll also be able to do that at some of the live workshops that are available and hopefully that you'll attend. But the contact scripts are so important when it comes to talking to potential agents, because the last thing you want to do is try to go out there and try to explain your newfound opportunity to somebody without being knowledgeable, because of course they're going to start asking you a ton of questions. You're not going to have answers. Next thing you know, they're not going to be interested and you're going to maybe get discouraged, all because you spoke out of turn. It's very, very important. Remember, we talked about this right in the beginning of this video, the system. The system. The system. What is the system? The system is, when it comes to talking to your personal contacts, it works like this. So imagine that there's you, and then you have your contacts, as we mentioned, family, friends, co-workers, acquaintances. What do you have that's valuable between you and those folks? Well, there's a relationship there. There's a level of trust. There's a level of rapport. That's what's there, and that's valuable. But what you don't have initially when you first start is you don't have respect. You don't have credibility because you're new, especially if you've never been in the financial arena before, if you've never been in credit restoration before. Maybe you are like me. I was never in the financial world before. I didn't even have a will, a trust, a power of attorney. I didn't have knowledge about how credit worked like I do now. So early on, if you don't have that experience, then how would you expect people that you know to then listen to you? They wouldn't. Would you listen to them if they had no experience? So you got to think in terms of respect and credibility. And initially, you don't have that. You will get it over time when you develop the knowledge and the skill. And as I said, that takes time. And that takes going through the process of learning all of the things in relation to our services. And you'll get there. But what you want to do in the meantime is you want to use that system which says you're going to team up with an expert. That expert being a senior field trainer, a sales director, a regional sales director, or above, anyone who has the skill and expertise. They're going to act as your expert. You see, your job is to edify them. Your job is to promote them. Your job is to give them the respect and credibility that you don't have right now. And if you do that well, your friends, your family members, your contacts, they'll listen better. And they'll have respect for that person. And when you combine the power of trust and respect, then you're going to get much better results. And it's going to take you out of the way. And always remember this, you don't want it to be about you. In this business, in our career, and you're going to hear this a lot, it's not about what you can do that matters most. It's what you can duplicate that matters most. If you really want to be successful, if you really want to achieve a high level of financial success, it's all about duplication. So it's not about me. It's not about how good you are or how good I am. It's how good the system is. And you're going to utilize other people oftentimes. I do. And so think about it. What you do is you have a great person that could be an agent. You are going to use the phone scripts. You see, initially, you're going to get on the phone and you're going to use one of 3 different types of scripts, because on your contact list, people are going to fall into one of 3 categories. They're going to fall into somebody that you look up to, somebody that you respect, somebody that would be considered an equal peer, or somebody that looks up to you. So you're going to approach all 3 of those different types of people 3 different ways, similar but different. Here's what I mean. When you look at the first script, it's for opinions, because that's what you would do for somebody you respect. You would ask them for their opinion. So you would just give them a quick phone call and you would say, listen, I want to get your opinion on something, and the whole goal is to send them to our 11-minute video. You want to send them to protectionthatpays.com and have them watch that 11-minute video. And so you say, I want to get your opinion on something. Now, they're pretty much going to say one of 2 things. They're going to say, sure, and you can go to the website, or they're going to ask you a question like, Well, what is it? It's highly unlikely that they're going to say no. Who is that person that would be saying no? Why would you be calling somebody that would say no? You're really only asking for their opinion. So you just say, hey, can you take about 10 minutes to watch this video? I'd love to get your thoughts on it. Now, I'm not going to take a lot of time going over this on this video, but you can get with the person you're working with, practice the script, read it, and understand, it's the context of the script that matters. You don't have to read it word for word. You may use different kinds of words. You know how to talk to the people you know. But the idea behind it and the context of the script and the system says, we don't want you to say too much. Because as soon as you start to tell them a whole bunch of things that you're not even that good at or that you don't even know that well, why do they need to watch the video? It's all about getting them to watch the video for two reasons. Because they're more likely to see the opportunity than if they don't watch the video. But secondly, because it's duplicatable. Other people can do that. So that's what you do with that first group of people when you just want their opinion. The second group of people, these are your peers, right? These are probably your closest friends. People are on the same equal level as you. And, of course, they may ask you some questions when you look to get them to watch the video. But what you simply want to do is just ask them a question. Say, listen, if you found something I'd appreciate knowing about, you'd share it with me, wouldn't you? Of course, they would say, well, yeah. And say, well, great, I found something I believe you'd appreciate knowing about. I want you to go watch this video. It's 11 minutes long. And you send them again to protectionthatpays.com. Now, if they ask you, same thing as the people with the opinion, is, let's say they ask you, what is it? And you say, well, let me ask you a question. How many people today have debit cards? And the reason you ask that question is because it's easy to digest. See, if you said to somebody, well, how many people you know need credit restoration, they might not understand it, and that may have them ask more questions. See, if you say to somebody, how many people you know have debit cards, they're going to say, well, everybody. And say, exactly, that's why I want to get your opinion on this. You see, you're just able to lead back into getting them to watch the video. Same thing with your peer. If they ask you, well, what is it? And you're able to say, well, how many people do you know with debit cards? And they say, well, everybody. Great, I just came across an opportunity you would absolutely appreciate knowing about, and you send them right back to the video. And as you go through this process, you'll notice in this script, every time they ask a question, follow the context of the script. If they ask a second question, we've got a response. All you got to do is follow the script. Why? Because it's most effective. And this is where you have to trust us. Remember, we want you to succeed. We want you to move up the compensation plan quickly. We want you to be at the top of the company. So we have no reason to not tell you exactly how to do it right. And that's where a lot of people get in their own way. Don't get in your own way. Follow the process. Will it work every time? Of course not. But neither will anything that you do. A baseball player doesn't get a hit every time, do they? No. So understand, you're not going to score every time. You're not going to get a sale every time. You're not going to sign somebody up every time. But if you follow the system, you'll have good enough success that you'll get the results you're looking for. So stick to the script. Now, the third kind of person is the person that looks up to you. And obviously that person's the simplest to deal with. Why? Because they're going to listen to you. So you're going to get on the phone with them. You'll quickly contact them. You'll encourage them to go to protectionthatpays.com, watch the 11-minute video, and get back to you. And you should do that quickly because on your checklist, what does it say? You're going to fill out your account and customer and agent list. And then you're going to do what? Make your first 5 phone calls utilizing the script. And you're going to get your first 5 viewings of that video that is basically the catalyst to get the ball rolling in the process. Now, of course, there are other videos they can watch, like the detailed corporate overview after the 11-minute video, and the 4 steps to getting started orientation after they've gone through that process. But your first goal, being new, is to get as many people as possible in front of that 11-minute video when it comes to people being potential agents. And also realize if somebody sees that video and says, well, I don't know if I want to be an agent, but can you tell me about the service? Now you've got a potential customer. And even if somebody doesn't want to be a customer, then you have the opportunity to say, listen, do you know anybody that might be a good fit for this? Because now they know what you're doing and they could be a source of referrals. And that's why that short 11-minute video is so powerful for your business. So that's what you want to make sure you do. Now, of course, on your checklist, it says, watch the video, what to do when you're new. I think you could check that one off, can't you? You're watching it now. Next is order your business cards. Now, we basically wear two hats in this company. So we have two kinds of business cards. We have our business card related to financial education services, which is the Vista Money Prepaid MasterCard. Basically, it is a prototype, so to speak, of that. And so it'll have a look and a feel to that. And then on the back, it'll have your contact information. This is when you're talking about FES, the potential to be an agent. And then you have your United Credit business cards, because sometimes you'll be focused on just dealing with credit restoration, meaning you may be dealing with an account or a customer, and all you're going to be dealing with is credit restoration. So you have two sets of business cards. Again, you can get that at your FES store, and those will be really helpful. Now, I want to remind you, on your checklist, it talks about setting up your protection plan, and you want to go to FESprotectionplan.com, and you want to make sure as soon as you can to fill out all your services. We can't emphasize that enough for many reasons. Again, back to you personally protecting yourself and your family, but in addition to that, it's going to make you a better advocate of the services and also help you to help others in filling out their services. It's also going to make you active at all times to earn your commissions from your team, and it also is the best way to build up your residuals and your recurring revenue. We have a club, which I'm sure you're aware of. It's called the R&R Club. Well, how do you get on the R&R Club? Through recurring and residual revenue, and that all happens by accumulating protection plans. So if you want to accumulate a lot of protection plans, then you need a lot of people who are utilizing the protection plans, and so who best to lead by example than you? So make sure, credit restoration, send in your verification documents, complete your will, trust, and power of attorney, get your binder, get it notarized, and make sure you put it in a safe place so you're protecting yourself and your family. Submit your life insurance beneficiary form. Order your personalized Vista Money Prepaid MasterCard. Very, very valuable. You want that card in your wallet. You want to be able to pull it out and use it when you're with your agents. It'll also be a great tool in engaging people in conversation who could then potentially be agents in your business. You want to set up your financial lockbox. You want to set up your debt payoff system. All of these things are extremely valuable for you and in your career. So you want to do that. We've already talked about the financial literacy challenges. You want to get 10 of those filled out, turn them back in, and that'll help you generate more leads for sales like we talked about. The next thing you'll want to do is upload your picture to your website. That'll personalize your website. So when people do go there, they'll see that it's your website. It'll be very professional, look good, your contact information, and so forth. You also want to study your back office. Utilize, again, the conference calls that are available to help you to go through your back office. And then watch the compensation plan video so you can begin to understand the compensation plan more in depth, know the structure of your business. And you'll also get that by getting on the conference calls, but most importantly, hopefully, you're going to come out to one of our FES University events. You're going to come out to a Secrets of Success training, because we spend 3 hours on just the compensation plan and on how to structure your business effectively and the right way so you can maximize the compensation plan.